Hi everybody, Matt Hinkle here. Today is range day. You might remember from previous episodes that my son got a 350 Legend this year for Christmas, and today is the day we're going to go shoot it. He got it on December 25th, and it is already like the 8th of March today, so he's tired of looking at it. We're going to go shoot it today up at the Spring Valley Rifle Range. And so I thought I would do just a quick video about range day. And we'll do some footage up there at the range and show you how the gun works and how it's doing. I don't expect to get the gun fully ready for hunting season today. We're just going to start breaking it in, and we'll get an initial sight in. I'm not even sure if the scope that's on it's going to be the scope that stays on it. But today we're going to start, shooting groups, seeing what the gun is all about. So let me show you what I take to the range. So let me just go through the gear real quick. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, so of course we're going to be taking some guns. This is the 350 Legend that he got for Christmas. We're going to be taking that up and shooting it for the very first time. Then I'm going to be taking this. This is kind of an old school setup. It's a 7mm Winchester Model 70. With an old Redfield scope on it. Hi, Stormy. There's the cat. We're going to be taking that gun and just shooting it, just to shoot it. I haven't had it out in a while. And then this 22, this is just a 22 long rifle, and it is a Savage Mark II. And I'm going to be shooting those Thunderbolt 22 rimfire shells. And so that's my groundhog gun in the spring and my squirrel gun in the fall. And squirrel season is obviously over, but groundhogs are going to be coming on fast and furious here soon, and I need to make sure that gun is on enough to hit a groundhog at about 50 yards. A lot of people take a spotting scope to a range. I'm just taking these Vortex 10 power binoculars. The furthest we're going to be shooting is 100 yards. Very, very important. Take your ammo. I will not mention names, but a certain relative of mine went to the rifle range one time, didn't take his ammo. So you always want to make sure you got your ammo, and I'm going to be consolidating this stuff. I just have it. I've got several different 350 Legend rounds. Today it doesn't matter that we shoot the same thing. I'm just trying to use some ammo up. I got a bunch of half shot up boxes that I used to experiment with my gun, and now I'm pretty settled on what I shoot. So we're going to start just shooting what we have, but you want to make sure you got your ammo. This is just a toolbox that has all of my gun stuff in it. I mean, it's got cleaning stuff, it's got tools, it's got everything. And it's good to have something like this where you've got everything in one place. And as you can see, that's what I've got here. And it's took me years to get all that together, but anyway, works out pretty good. So I always take that to the range because you never know what you're going to run into. Then this box here has all of my ear protection, eye protection, and bags to rest the gun on. When you're sighting in, you definitely want to have a solid, secure rest. Couple cleaning rods. I got a Dewey rod in there, and then one of these Tipton rods, cleaning rods. So those are both in there. Those are good to have. And then cases. Those 3 rifles will be going in. You want to take them cased when you're transporting them in the car and things like that. Then, of course, very important, range pass. You're not getting in without that. So you want to have your range pass. Before you go to the range, you always want to take a minute, look at all your stuff, make sure you got everything. We'll see you up there. It's got the guns. Here we are, Spring Valley. We're going to start out on the long range at 50 yards. And get set up.
Okay.
It's okay, your group don't matter.
Okay. It don't matter about being high, your group.
All right, well, he just shot his first 5-shot group, and it looked pretty good. Today, since we're breaking the gun in, every 5 or 6 shots, we're going to run a couple patches through it, just to kind of shoot clean. Using Butch's bore cleaner.
Oh boy.
And
oh my.
I know I'm not using a bore guide, but that's okay. I'm doing that on purpose. And that's a patch. So just cleaning that copper and that fouling out. First 100 shots or so on the gun kind of change the barrel a little bit, so we want to be careful with it. So we're going to clean it and then take another 5-shot group. He's doing a good job. He's shooting good. Yeah. All right, this is the first 6 shots on the new gun, the 350 Legend. That's 6 shots right there. That ain't bad. We're gonna run a patch through it. All right, well, we're back to the house now, and range day is almost over, but I want to just say this. Range day is not over until you take one final critical step, and that is the guns that you had out on the range, you need to clean them up before you put them away. Probably one of the most important things you can do to keeping your firearms performing good for a long time is keep them clean. Keep them as clean as you can. Now, you saw in the footage out at the range, you might have saw that we were taking about 5 shots with this gun and then cleaning it in between shots. So I don't always necessarily go that far with it. I'm doing that today because this is a brand new gun. And I just, there's a lot of different theories about breaking brand new rifles in. I'm really not enough of an expert on it to really speak with much authority. I have my own theories and opinions, but I will tell you this. I believe the first 100 shots that you take with a brand new rifle are pretty critical. And I just believe in probably almost going overboard on cleaning. I don't clean between every shot. Now, I know that some people do that, but I clean between about every 5 shots on the first 50, and then maybe between each 10 shots from 50 to 100. And then from there, it just kind of depends on the gun, how dirty it shoots. This gun really, I was surprised that it did not get real dirty between 5-shot groups. But today, every 5-shot group, we ran a wet patch and then a series of dry patches. But now we're home, and I want to put the gun away clean. Now, in the future, once this gun is broke in, it's just going to depend. This is a hunting rifle, and so probably it's not going to get shot a lot. We're not just going to take this gun out and shoot necessarily for the fun of it. We're going to make sure it's ready for hunting season. We're not shooting competitively with this gun or anything like that. So, probably just maintaining a zero. We'll be going out to maintain a zero. And so sometimes that only takes a few shots. And then I would just take it home and clean it after that. I wouldn't really clean between those shots on the range. But anyway, it's a brand new gun. So this gun was cleaned probably 5 times today, just in between 5-shot groups. But now it's home, and let me show you a kind of a detailed explanation of how I clean a rifle that has just come in from the range. First of all, I'm going to take the magazine out. Secondly, I'm going to take the bolt out. Set that right there. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to use a Pro Shot 357 brass jag on a Tipton 48-inch cleaning rod. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's the brass jag. Very important. Anytime you get a new rifle, get a brass jag, get a wire brush for that rifle because you're going to need it. Now, my favorite bore cleaning solution for regular centerfire rifles that are going to have copper and lead and powder is Butch's Bore Shine. It is a good solvent. Now, it's very strong. You need to be careful with it at the house. You get it on a table or something, it'll ruin your table. Let me get a paper towel here. You got to be real careful with this stuff. You don't want to get it on your floor, your carpet. You don't want to get any more of it on yourself than you have to, because that stuff is pretty potent. I've got Hops 9 cotton cleaning patches. These are for 270 up to 35. 350 Legend is based on a 350 Legend is based on a 357 caliber, so this will be just fine. And what I'm going to do, I always pour a little solution in the lid. Notice I put paper plates under my cleaning solution. And wipe that up. I'm going to be real careful. I'll get in trouble if I ruin her island. And I got a paper plate down here at the end where it's all going to come out. But you just want to get some solution on your cleaning patch. This is what you'd call a wet patch. I do have a bore guide. I don't tend to use it. I mean, if you do, that's great. It helps things be a little more precise. But I just don't. I've got one, but I've never gotten really in the habit of using it. So there is a wet patch that's dirty. It's got fouling on it. And so there is some of that. Now I'm going to change now from my brass jag. I'll just lay that there on the rag. And I am going to get out my 357 brass wire brush. This will get any copper residue, lead residue, powder fouling that might be hiding in the machining of the barrel, like the rifling of the barrel. What I do, and I learned this from somebody else, I didn't invent this, but I go down once, back once, down 2, back 2, down 3, back 3, and then down 4, and I take the brush out. There are some people that might criticize me for doing that backstroke. If you don't want to do that pull backstroke, if you want to take the brush out every time, that is totally up to you. It's your gun. But I've never seen where it does too much damage. I've been doing this a long time, and I don't really think it hurts anything. But that last one, I take the brush out just so I'm not pulling anything back. I'm pushing everything out. Okay, next. And now, by the way, this gun is not super dirty. The barrel is not terrible. We shot about 30 rounds through it today. First 30 through the gun. I cleaned it as we went. It's not terrible. Now, I'm just going to run a series of dry patches until they come out clean. Now, if a gun is really, really dirty, I might let the first wet patch sit for a while and just let it soak into the rifling of the barrel, and then take my brush to it a little bit later I don't think that's necessary today. As you can see, I'm doing everything pretty fast. And if it's really, really dirty and it's got stubborn stuff in that barrel, I might do 1 wet patch, 3 dry patches, 1 wet patch, 3 dry patches. I might do back and forth alternating. But I really think that today we're going to be okay. We did a wet patch and a brush. I'm going to do dry patches till nothing's on them. And we're pretty close. That one looks pretty clean. All right, I'm going to do one more wet patch, and then I'm going to do dry patches. And then I'm going to look at it. And if it looks pretty clean, we're going to put it up. I'll take an oil rag to all the metal components, and I use rim oil for that. Rim oil is good because it is low viscosity. You got to be careful about putting a real heavy, goopy oil on your gun because a lot of hunting takes place in cold conditions. And I have seen if you put a real high viscosity oil on your gun, especially the moving parts, they can freeze up under really cold conditions. And rim oil kind of guards against that. It's pretty good stuff. But I will say this, we were really happy with the performance of this Ruger American Predator in 350 Legend. We shot a couple different kinds of ammo out of it. We shot Browning ammo, we shot Winchester ammo, we shot Hornady. I imagine Matt will probably hunt with Hornady ammunition out of this gun, but I'm not 100% sure yet. We haven't gotten that far. Before fall gets here, I want to have about 100 rounds shot through this gun, and I want to be settled on an ammunition that shoots good out of it, and then we will get it sighted on, or we'll get it sighted in dead on at 100 yards. For this kind of gun in this part of the country, that tends to be pretty good. And if it's sighted in, I keep saying sighted on, if it's sighted in dead on at 100, then really 0 to 100, you're just going to hold right on the vitals of that deer. You don't have to compensate one way or the other. 0 to 100 yards, just going to hold right on. I mean, if he's real close, you might want to hold an inch low or something, but I mean, really, my experience with 350 Legend is if you sight it in dead on at 100 yards, it's going to be pretty good from 0 to 100. It's a very user-friendly cartridge. So, all right, the barrel's clean. Now, I didn't bring it with me, so you'll just have to take my word for it, but I'm going to take a light oil rag and wipe all these metal surfaces down before I put it away. And then this gun will be put away until next time. We'll probably take it out in a month or so and put another 30 rounds through it or so. And just little by little getting it ready before gun season gets here. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed Range Day. I hope that this has been helpful in some way. And, this channel is all about the outdoors with really an emphasis on hunting, with really an emphasis on deer hunting here in Ohio. If you haven't already, give us a like, follow, or subscribe. Leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. And thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Matt Hinkle, and that's how I see it from my stand.